Everyone, welcome back to the second YouTube video of my channel. And today it's going to be a little bit of a different one. I'm going to take you guys with me on a walk to the park. Isn't that pretty cool? And we're just going to be talking about the main focus of today is how to prepare for interviews. Interviews in general, but of course, more specifically, optometry interviews. So yeah, without a further ado, let's go take a walk to the park, and then I'll see you guys there. Okay, update. We're gonna be moving from this bench because there's too much sun here and there's no shade. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next location. Okay, so it turns out the best place to film a YouTube video is in the comfort of your home and not outside where it's super hot outside. Yeah, I was sweating way too much, and so we're just gonna finish the rest of the video here. Okay, so number one, right? What can you do before your interview to be best prepared? And that's all it really is, just to be prepared. So what I want you guys to do is whatever program you're applying to, go to their website. Go to their website and take a solid like 30 minutes to really go down every single pop-up module that they have and just be well informed on their program in general. And take out maybe a piece of paper and write down some questions along the way. Because, maybe there's something you see on their website, but you need more clarification. That's just an easy way to come up with some really authentic questions that are not ChatGPT generated. Another thing you could do is go to Reddit, go anywhere online to any forum, and just search up other students' past experience with that school and, see what type of questions they ask. Sometimes they do post the questions that they ask, even though I wouldn't take that to heart because every year is different and you can't trust that the interviewer is going to ask you the exact same question as someone 10 years ago, right? But just to give you a little glimpse as to how the interview is set up, that is very, very important. Each school is different. Okay. And another thing you guys need to do before your interview is to figure out what your elevator pitch is. How do you best sell yourself? Because if you're thinking of this in business terms, you essentially are selling yourself. Once you get an interview, you are one step in the door. The only thing that's stopping you is the interviewers want to see if you're able to handle this rigorous program, right? Who are you as a human being? They don't want to accept someone who's a robot who just gets straight A's, right? They want to know what other things you could provide to the school. Whether do you like soccer? Are you artistic? You like to paint, you like to run, like whatever it is, right? They want to know that you're able to handle this rigorous program and that you have a support system in some way. And so your elevator pitch is very, very crucial to this because in the start of any interview, they start off with telling you about themselves. So they're like, hey, I'm a PhD professor of biochem. I've been teaching here for many years now, blah, 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 right? And then they ask you to tell them about yourself. So your elevator pitch, right? How do you form that? Well, after you did some research on the school's website and the forums and the Reddits and all that stuff, you kind of have a good glimpse of what the school's core values are. And for your elevator pitch, I want you guys to sell yourself in a way, tell them about how you grew up in life, what are your passions, what do you like to do, and incorporate the school's core values into your elevator pitch. Because then it shows common interest, common ground, and they're like, oh wow, this person is someone who will match the school culture, right? And that's very, very important. So keep that in mind for your elevator pitch. You need to have one for every interview that you do. All right, and now we're going to be moving on to the second thing you need to do to be best prepared for your interview. And that's being prepared for the actual interview day. Now, there's some tips and tricks that I'm going to be giving you guys to really stand out from the rest of the crowd. And one of that is I recommend bringing a folder. And inside that folder, put in your resume. Because trust me, it's very impressive when you sit down with the faculty and you take out a copy of your resume and you're like, here you go. Now, in some cases, interviews are open interview, which means they have your file ready and they could pull out your resume, your essays, or whatever it may be, even your transcripts. But some interviews are closed interviews, which means the person who's interviewing you does not know your stats, does not know your MCAT score, or in this case, your OAT score. So that's why it's important to bring a folder with your resume. And even if it's open or closed interview, I think it's pretty impressive just to show that you put in that effort, right? That means you have an intent of caring for this interview, right? Okay, and this next advice for your interview day is probably the most important. During your interview day, you will probably be interacting with other students who currently go to that program that you're applying to. And you're going to be talking to second year students, third year students, first year students. It varies, right? Now, be wary of what you say and be enthusiastic with these students because these students, although they're not part of the admissions committee, sometimes in rare cases, and I think this is the case, but they give some input into how the interviewees, right, the applicants are interacting with them because they're in the school, they're in the program, so they know what the school culture is. They know if you would be a good fit for the program. And so when you're talking to these upper year students, ask great questions, be enthusiastic, show them that you really want to be part of the program. And I'm pretty sure they're also going to feel that same feeling that you're like giving out. And so just be wary of who you're talking to. Even if they're not the admissions committee, be your best self. Okay, and now the third thing, I'm just going to be giving you guys some motivational mindset shifts that you guys need to have during your interview day. Now, I know you've heard this before when people tell you, well, you made it this far, you should be proud of yourself. Let that give you confidence. Yes, that is 100% true. But let me give you something else that you could do and think about during your interview day to give you that confidence that you belong there. And that is, well, when it comes down to it, this is a two-way street. Sure, you're applying to their program, you want to get into their program. So already you feel like you're kind of like restricted, right? You put yourself at a lower level. But have a different lens, right? Think about it this way. They also want you. They want to fill in seats. They want to impress you. When you go to those interviews, they give you a tour of the campus, they give you food, they provide you with smiles because they're selling their school. It's at the end of the day, it's a business, right? You're paying them to give you the best education, and they also want to get the best applicants, right? So, in that sense, just think of it as a two-way street. You also belong there, and you're also scouting, for like a house. Like, this is a huge investment for 4 years. You're picking the best fit for you. And so, give yourself that pedestal, right? Like, that you belong there. And this is something that's super important for you, right? And this last piece of advice that I'm going to give you guys, I said this early in the video, but it's very true. And you guys need to realize that if you get an interview, that means you're 1 foot into the program, right? They essentially like you as an applicant. They like your stats, whether that be your letters of recommendation, your essays. They like you holistically and they think you would succeed in their program. And now the missing piece of the puzzle, they just want to get to know you as a person. So acknowledge that, and you need to realize that they want you there. They just want to know that you're a good person and that, like you bring more to the table than just good grades. Because let's be honest, good grades open doors, but that's not what lets you in. What lets you in is your character. And so just remember that. Finally, are you doctor material? You need to convince yourself that you are doctor material because the faculty and the admissions committee are looking if you are doctor material. Can you handle the rigorous program? Can you handle waking up at 7 a.m. for exams? It's all about consistency and hard work, and being a doctor requires a lot of sacrifice. And so, coming into this interview, you need to shift your mindset and really put yourself and convince yourself that you are doctor material because that is what they're looking for. Is this person doctor material? They have good grades, but are they doctor material? So, yeah. All right, and if you made it this far, thank you very much. I hope you guys liked the video for today. I hope you guys learned something from it as well. And keep on the lookout for future videos where I'm going to go more in depth into what schools I'm interviewing for, maybe some motivational videos. Who knows, you know? So hit the bell, notification, like and subscribe, comment down below what you guys want to see. And make sure to share the video, all that stuff, and cue EDM music for the outro. Just kidding. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. Stay awesome, guys.